On this episode of the podcast, I'm going to talk about three different things that are going to vary. Are going to vary greatly? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Luke Who's Talking podcast with me, Luke. How you doing out there? You all right? Yeah? Nah? Maybe? Okay, then. Now I got a question for you. So I'm going to pose the question and then in typical fashion pretty much answer it. But how do you think weightlifting started? What are your thoughts on that? Because I was talking to somebody on a particular dating application, and I thought to myself, in the conversation, they were like, yeah, I do or did some weightlifting. And I was like, cool. And then I thought, how do you think that started? Do you reckon that like some guy had a stone wheel that needed to be shifted, and there was some like a guy in town, he was like, yeah, I'll be able to lift that. And then some other bloke was like, yeah, well, I can lift that plus a half. And then like the main original guy was like, yeah, well, I can lift 2 of those stone wheels. And like things just escalated from there. Like, do you think? And also, is weightlifting quite possibly the most... yeah. Is it maybe one of the most ridiculous sports? It's like, I can lift something heavier than you is the basic thing. I mean, yeah, now I don't know where to go with this. But I guess that is weightlifting. You've got a couch, and somebody's like, yeah, I can lift that couch, and somebody else is like, nah, you can't lift that couch. I can lift a couch and a half. And then they're like, nah, well, guess what? I can lift 2 couches. I was just pretended I could only lift 1 couch to like lull you in. And then, boom, I ended up lifting 2 couches. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. How do you think that's how weightlifting started? Somebody was like, yeah, so I've got this stone wheel. I've just invented the wheel. Now I need to shift it. Gonna need somebody to lift it. And some bloke was like, yep, I can lift that wheel. And then somebody else was like, nah. Or yeah, I can lift that wheel. Plus, like another one. I don't know. Anyway, have you got any theories on how weightlifting started? Tweet me, send me an email, all that jazz. Let's get into the next story. So we are in... are we in the middle of winter? I don't know. We're most definitely in winter here in Australiaville. And the other week, a friend and I... yeah, that's proper words, isn't it? We decided we were going to go for a bicycle ride. So it was the good Queen had her birthday the other week. So as a result, Monday was a day off, which was... it was pretty good. Pretty good. So we were like... I mean, yeah, we will go for a bicycle ride on the Monday, so it was fun. And anyway, when I got into my car, now, it wasn't early, it was maybe like 10:30 or 11, okay? Got into my vehicle, and the temperature on the dashboard said it was 4 degrees. So I had to drive about half an hour, 45 minutes or so, to where we were going to start riding. So I was like, it'll be warmer when I get there. But it wasn't. When I got to where we started our ride, the temp had gone from 4 on the car's dash to a degree. Yep, went down to 1 degree. So I'm there, got my bicycle out, got it ready to go. And I thought to myself, lucky I decided to put my long sleeves on, because when I was at home I was like, to warm up, do I want to put my long sleeves on? I almost went with no, like just regular short sleeves. So lucky I put my long sleeves on. However, I, at the time anyway, didn't have any gloves. So when we took off a degree, hands really hurting, like really hurting because they were really cold because it was a degree. So my hands were really hurting. But after we'd done about 10 Ks, I reckon, my hands at least stopped hurting. So I said to my friend, I was like, so I don't know if my hands have gotten that cold that they're just not hurting anymore, like I can't feel them, or, that was a peak and a half, or they have warmed up. So I think it was the latter, but I was like, wow. Anyway, that prompted me to get some gloves for my bicycle, and they're good gloves. They're good. So yeah, I mean, I guess moral of the story there is don't assume things are going to get hotter as the day goes on and into like early afternoon. I have no idea. I feel like this is a really lazy podcast episode. Like it's not as, I don't know, not as sassy as it usually is. Anyway, I'm just here talking about my problems. Let's get into the next story. So because it is winter, that means wood stacking is a thing. That is, of course, if you actually have a wood fire. I was about to say a fire heater. No, a wood fire, which we have a wood fire here at home. Anyway, so the other day, there was some wood that had been brought home from the farm. So I was like, I may as well stack it. I'm not doing anything else. So I went out, started stacking it up. And as I was stacking it, our wood pile is stacked up against the side fence of our property, of our house. So they're stacking. So imagine you're looking face on the fence. In front of that's the wood stack. So the wood stack on the right, so the right corner of it, it was a bit shifty, it was a bit dodgy, but I was managing to maneuver and place bits on there and build it up slightly, get the stack higher without it really, without anything happening, without its structural integrity, could I say, being compromised too much. However, at one point I was actually working on, so what I would do is get a wheelbarrow load and I would work on the left-hand side of the stack and then get another wheelbarrow load and work on the right-hand side of the stack and try and keep it reasonably sort of level as I go up. Anyway, so I was working on the left-hand side of the stack, and I had a couple of big pieces in there, and I thought, they'll be good for corners, for building up the corners. Because what you do when you're building up, at least this is how we do it, when we're stacking wood, if you have split wood, you alternate, say to the fence, you'll put two pieces down, how can I word this? Like the ends up against the fence. And then on top of that, you'll put them sort of like long ways, and then you'll alternate. So you'll go like top to bottom, for example, and then you will go then left to right, just for the pieces on the end to make a bit of a, grid's probably not necessarily the word, but like how Jengas are. You know, you put the stack or the what do you call it, wood blocks one way, and then on top you put them the next. That's sort of like how you do a corner stack of wood, just to make it that make it go. Hopefully, like keep a bit of integrity to the whole stack. To the whole stack. I've just hit the boom arm, and that has really annoyed me. Anyway, so as I was working on the left-hand side of the stack, there were some good bits. I thought they'll be all right to go on the opposite side. So I threw. What's the difference between a throw and a toss? I'll say toss. I tossed them over to the right-hand side of the wood pile. And what happened? It collapsed. Yep. So the right-hand corner of wood stack collapsed. So I don't know, I may have said some scandalous words, and I then sort of got over to that area, or made my way over to the corner of a wood stack, and I had to shift, bits out of the way, and basically went to the bottom of the wood pile and built it and then had to basically rebuild the stack. I think what the problem was is that a round piece of wood was used to in the corner sort of pylon, could we say, and that made the stack a little bit sort of a bit dodgy. So that was the problem there. Anyway, so I rebuilt the corner of a wood stack, and it hasn't fallen over because the wood in that corner of a wood stack has been burned. So there you go. Anyway, we'll be back. Wrap it up. Well, thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. A bit, I don't know, unexciting it feels. I don't know. It just feels a bit, this episode of the podcast. But heck, if you've listened to it and you've got some mild enjoyment out of it, thanks. Share it with a friend, of course. You can send me a tweet at L_who's talking, email lucewho'stalkingpod@gmail.com, and of course on the Facebooks. And the episodes are slowly getting up on the YouTubes as well. So when I catch up, I'm sure I've said this before, when I catch up to where I'm at, I plan to do a video companion. I was going to start at episode 50 with the video, or like 50 or 51 with the video. But then I thought, well, how long's it going to be until you actually see that? So I think when I've caught up with the archive, as it were, on the YouTube channel. So if you hop on YouTube, just type up Luke Who's Talking, you can find an archive of episodes. So I'm not sure how far along that is, but I'm having an episode be released sort of every alternate day or something like that, if I recall, or it's like 3 a week or something. So, I will catch up, and the plan is when that catch up happens, I'll get the DJI Osmo Action out. I'll put it on the shelf here. I'll do a hand clap, and I will record. And there will be then a video companion to the podcast, which, that'll be all right, won't it? It'd be vaguely exciting, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening as always, and I'll catch you next time. Everybody gonna lose control. Nah. Anyway, see ya.